God damn.
Block Brian or I
Okay,
quit.
okay, you.
Point blank, period. And
Oh.
I will always talk over your dono because I hate you.
Welcome back to the video to all my chefs out there. I'm gonna start calling you guys chefs. If you don't like that and prefer cookies or something different, write down in the comments, but I think chefs kind of flows off of the tongue. Also, I bought a chef hat that should be coming tomorrow to continue with the theme. So, yeah, definitely write down in the comments if you guys are okay with chefs. Because Karina has Kermit, okay? Jordy has Labubu and Zombie Sheep. So why can't I have Chef? It works, okay? So I also read the comments, by the way. So thank you for all the suggestions. Thank you for all, even like some criticisms and stuff, because I hear a lot of people, they're like, oh, you make a lot of mouth sounds. So I'm definitely going to try to fix that, play with the mic settings, all that other stuff. So for today, I will be going over some of Amberlyn Reed's Lolcow Bus Discord messages. So if you guys don't know, Lolcow Bus has a public Discord. However, you need to be a member in order to join certain channels. So I was a member for a little bit, and I kind of canceled it because I don't really want to support that, really, and it's kind of not worth it. So while I have my membership before it expires, I went through their Discord and I've picked out some of our girls' messages. Now, I didn't do every single message, but I went through and found the ones that looked kind of interesting, the ones that piqued my interest. All right. So, for starters, um, so you can see here, I picked out these messages specifically, not because of necessarily uh, the things that she said here, but because of the time. Guys, 6:50 a.m. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's the time she goes to sleep at. She's not waking up at 6:30. Our girl's not a 9 to 5 queen or a really hard worker going to her 9 to 5 job. She's not waking up early to commute. So she goes to bed at 7. Maybe later, because this is just the time that she's on Discord. She's probably going to bed at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I went through and I looked. I saw she was writing at 7 o'clock, and she started writing at 4 p.m. Okay? She roughly wakes up at 4 p.m. and goes to sleep at 7. She was chatting the whole entire day. What is she doing? How is she so busy that she's spending all day chatting on Discord, and then she goes for 2 hours onto Lolcow Bus, and then she spends the rest of the night on Discord. It She has no time to see her mother because it takes up her whole time, guys, to go on Discord, which she does at bingo as well. You see her on her phone typing. She's going on Discord at bingo as well. Whew. So here in the next message, she says, "It's midnight once, I'm not working anymore." What? The show takes up all her time. I'm telling you, the show takes up all her time because when you think about it, let's say she wakes up at 4 o'clock. It takes her 2 hours to get up. Okay, then takes another hour to call her mom over to wash her hair. And in one more hour, she has to change and get ready and, put makeup on the back of her neck. So it does take up all her time. Sorry, Amber, I completely forgot. It takes up all your time. You're right. Thank you. So I also included here some just describing some of the messages. So she put a lot of sexual messages on Discord, like non-stop sexual gifts. It got to a point where I just didn't feel comfortable including that in the video, and I don't think many people want to even see that. Right. She spent a lot of time calling people racist. She spent a lot of time calling people transphobic, which, coming from her, is pretty rich. She calls people pathetic, etc. And a lot of See You Next Tuesdays came out. Yeah, a lot of name calling, See You Next Tuesdays. So typical of our girl. She doesn't really change much, I guess. There goes that act that she only has this act when she's working. There it goes. So this photo up here. This photo was posted by another person on that Discord, showing from a 2019 video of her having dark spots around her neck. Okay. Is this makeup too? Did she dye her hair as well here? What's going on here? Because here she says, oh, this is a DM from the group chat before the show. And she posts, the haters always say that the back of my neck is probably discolored, so I put eyeshadow and eyebrow makeup back there to make it look like it's true. Haha. So then someone posted this from 2019. You got us, Amber. You pranked us. Like, does she not understand this? This is not makeup. And she confirmed it in one of the messages. She has confirmed that this was in 2019 and it was a really bad part of her life, and that now she's better. This right here is not makeup. This is real. So I don't know what prank Amber thinks she's pulling on us. I don't know if she I really don't know if she thinks that, haha, I have diabetes, the haters were right, pranked ya. What type of prank is this? Like, she has a history of faking medical issues or not proving medical issues, okay? And I'm not talking about the whole cancer diagnosis, okay? I believe her with cancer. And not to mention, all of the reaction channels backed off of her when she was diagnosed, right? So she loves to say that reaction channels get on her for medical issues. When she had cancer, 99% of the people backed off. So she's here making jokes about these medical issues, right, that real people have, that some people are embarrassed of, and she's making it into this mockery of it. It's kind of gross. Not even like seeing the back of her neck and the cheese, but just in terms of, it's gross to be faking this and then making it as a prank. So she's really, the only person that she's really trolling is herself, really, because the day is going to come where she does have diabetes, where, well, you could see right there, she kind of had this before. So yeah, I don't know who she's trolling. She's not trolling anybody. Okay. And then she mentions here, I prefer the LCU over my own channel, because someone said that she'll get out of the LCU once she gets her channel back. We're all you prefer the LCU now because the LCU is giving you money, is giving you a paycheck. That's why you prefer the LCU now. She's a lie. So then I screenshotted here of this person named the It Girl commenting about her cat. So they put, make sure you take care of your cats. I wouldn't want another one dying. And then Amber says, none of my pets have died. And then the person responds, show me Rarity right now. Amber puts, so every animal that runs away is dead? like your thought process fails. So, thank you for the comments for updating how many Rarity stories we have. We have 7 or 8, 6 or 7, but we have 7 or 8 now. So let me get this straight. Rarity gets out because Amber opens up the back door, and we could put up to imagination whether she kicked Rarity out, or she threw Rarity out, or she said, "Okay, here, threw some food, try to get Rarity to go out into the Wisconsin wilderness snow, the snowy Wisconsin winter." Okay. So much so that she felt a cold breeze. So, it's safe to assume that Rarity passed. This is a safe assumption. Of course, there's the opportunity that somebody went and adopted Rarity or found Rarity and kept them, or a wildlife or adoption facility could have found Rarity, but those are somewhat slimmer odds. But it's fair to assume that Rarity has passed because of the conditions. And Rarity was a house cat. Rarity was a baby, or young, not trained for the wilderness. So of course here she has to say, every animal that runs away is dead. No, but in this case with Rarity, I think we all kind of unfortunately know what happened with Rarity. So I thought this part also was rich, where she says here, "I'll no longer be talking in this chat from this point further due to creepy ass people screenshotting every little thing I say and twisting it. It's been nice, folks." Funny she said that, and then she just keeps going. But now these messages were actually about "Oh Lordy, it's Jordy." You guys know that she's been trying to entice him to get onto Lolcow bus, and anyone who's smart that's a larger reaction channel would not go on there, especially without pay. Some reaction channels say, hey, at least make a donation, donate the proceeds, and they don't want to do that. So Amberlynn here says, invite him, or someone says, invite him on bus, and Amberlynn says, he's too scared. The most rudimentary, basic manipulation tactic that you could find is saying, "Oh, they're too scared. What are you gonna? What, you're gonna cry? Oh, you're too scared that I'll own you. You're too scared that I'll get you." It's the most basic. Knowing Amber, she should have some better techniques in her pocket, but she doesn't. This is the most basic form of manipulation to try to get your way, and she does it horribly. So then here, she says, he is such an incel. What is that even supposed to mean? What is that even supposed to mean? I don't get it. He's an incel. Does it just mean a guy that doesn't really like you? Is that what an incel is? Well, she called the entire Jordy chat incel, so I mean maybe like 90% of the women on there are incels too. I don't know, but so then she talks about the incentives and the clout that Jordy will get. She says the incentive is the clout he'll receive. The incentive is the money he'd make. The incentive is getting to ask all the obsessive questions he's been wondering from the beginning. The incentive is being the first reaction channel to ever confront me. The list can literally write itself. But he acts like there's no incentive because his ass is scared of the huge L. She continues to go on saying she has not watched him in over a year. She continues to say that he is scared and that he'll look like an absolute idiot, like all his viewers. And then she continues to say, Quote, he has been making money off my name for years. To speak to me one on one would be great for his quote career. And I would be a talking point for months, if not longer. He chooses not to go on my show because he is terrified. Terrified? I mean, maybe if Emily was there and Jordy was a little bit bigger, maybe then he would be terrified. But in this case, he's not. Um, she gives Jordy her number to Jordy, and Jordy's like, I don't want anything to do with you, and she's saying he's terrified of me. He is terrified of me. He would be terrified of you maybe if he was in person, and you were in a basement. Maybe he would be terrified of you if you were in a competition, a buffet competition. Oh, like wait, Chinese buffet competition? Jordy's scared. Olympic eating competition. Jordy is terrified, guys. He's so scared, and he's gonna take that L when I beat him in the Olympic eating competition. And it's gonna be cooked up by me, Brian Cook, because we're all chefs here. Um, she continues to go on saying he's touched the poo for years. Does she not realize she's the poo? She said, "Yeah, he touched me for years. He touched the pile of shit for years." That's me. I'm the pile of shit. Like, give me a break. So then people go on saying, "Oh, George Lynn," and she says, "I love my dad, even though drugs have ruined his life. It's never insulting for you to say that to me, just so you know." So I don't know too much about her dad. I don't know too much about, frankly, her family in general. But from what I've heard from what she said about her past with her father, it's it's just a little weird how she's speaking very highly of him. However, like I said, it's really not my business about her father. I don't really care much. But I thought this was also funny here, this other clip before here. Someone says, "My bad, I'll just say abuser Lynn, more clear that way." And she says, "When I yelled like that yesterday, I was absolutely pushed to my limit. When you say you don't want to talk about something over and over and that it gives you anxiety, and when your hosts don't care about you, hyperventilating and bawling your eyes out, and they're just looking at your pain as content, yeah, you're gonna become absolutely unhinged when you're pushed." Yeah. I feel so bad for her exes. I feel so bad. Because in her head, her screaming at her exes at full strength, her gritting her teeth, her doing all this, it's justified for her. It's justified because they pushed her. They made her hyperventilate. They gave her anxiety. It's justified in her mind. I feel extremely bad for her exes, really, because this is what they had to deal with. And you see a portion, and she's gonna say, "Oh, I'm just playing a character. Oh, it was an act." Let's be honest. So Amberlyn replies to that person saying, "It's okay you lack human empathy." The person says, "Kind of hard to empathize with someone who makes serious allegations about DV just because they were feeling unhinged." And she does this multiple times. She did this with Casey. She's done this. I don't know if she's done this with anyone else besides Casey and Emily, but this is a repeated thing that she does. And then she says, "I never once said I was lying about that." So I don't I don't understand what point she's trying to make here. The person said, you were feeling unhinged and you made these allegations about DV. And she's like, yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, I made all these allegations. I wasn't lying about that. Um, okay. Like, she's just admitting what we all know. Yeah, she isn't lying. But then she'll go on the show and say, oh, yeah, I was lying about that. Hmm. So then she goes on and says, there needs to be a level of respect. I don't want LCU to leak into my real life. Work is work. My personal life isn't involved in the LCU. Hope this helps. Her whole channel's about her personal life. This is her personal life. This is everything she does. She makes all her stuff public. And then she says, guys, work is work, life is life. Stop invading my space. Please. This is business. As she posts everything about her life online. And then someone says, you're pathetic. Everything you said you wanted to achieve, especially when you started YouTube, was to lose weight. And you failed at that. You're an actual loser. And then she replies, stop sending large paragraphs. I'm not reading them. Indefinitely, I am not paying attention to you. Bye. It was a sentence. It was a sentence. I don't think she could read. I really don't. She has all these journals, books is good for the brain. She can't read. So now I don't know how much of this down here is true or not in terms of if it's real criticism and drama and stuff, because it is Fupa Cheese and we know about her. So she starts to talk about her mom, and I don't know if this was before or after when Fupa Cheese joined the LCU officially, but Fupa Cheese puts, no, your mom and grandma told you they didn't want you to come back and live with them. And she says, they were both on drugs and alcoholics. I don't want to go back. They did me a favor. Right. And then she continues to say, not only did you befriend a child abuser, but you're sticking up for them. Quote, my parent, or in parentheses, my parents. Ha ha ha, you're so pathetic, holy shit. So, honestly, like, she flip-flops so many times, and I just don't know what to say here. Like, Fupa Cheese is befriending child abuse. She's calling her parents child abusers, when before she was saying, I love my dad, he did a lot of things. She's trying to say Mama Lynn is a lot better, and she's doing better with drugs and alcohol. Yeah. And she said here that the grandmother was also on drugs and alcohol as well. I don't know if this is true or not. Frankly, it's not my business. So then here it says that Fupa Cheese is actively trying to get rid of Scooter off of Bus, and because people like tech a lot more and they want to get rid of Scooter and he's boring. So she's just highlighting that Fupa Cheese was actively trying to get Scooter off of Bus, and Fupa Cheese was denying it. And then she says, I sent this to you, or you sent this to me, you're pathetic. And it has here that says, Fupa Cheese, man, I don't know if Scooter will even stay on Bus. People seem to really want tech to replace him. Which, it's true. But Amber thinks that's pathetic, to do what's best for the show instead of someone who's licking her fupa. So then she continues to say, and this is kind of funny now that like you bring up about the whole making fun of the dark spots on her neck. She says, I don't see an issue. I see a medical problem. We shouldn't make fun of medical problems that aren't someone else's fault. What was this whole prank about? This whole prank that she had was making fun of people that are diabetic who have these dark spots around their neck. That's what the prank was. It was, ha ha ha, let me make fun of that. And then she says we shouldn't make fun of medical problems that's not someone else's fault. Amber, gotta keep your story straight. You really do. And then for the last one, she says, I don't like talking about things I've taken accountability for, changed, and learned from my mistakes over and over and over again, especially if it's from years ago. That's true and will stay true. Taking accountability. Yeah, guys, she took accountability for everything years and years ago. She totally gave Beck their inheritance back. Accountability taken. She traumatizes every ex-partner that she has had. This is psychotic that she doesn't want people to talk about anything that she has even just addressed. She believes that accountability is I told you my story about Rarity leaving. That's not accountability. So, she, honestly, I don't know if her channel is gonna get remonetized. I don't know if she's gonna stay on bus. I don't know what's gonna happen. We just saw that Scooter left. Um, it's absolutely horrible. This show, it's uh, it's just manufactured drama that nobody really likes. And I'm sorry, it's just most people I feel like just cannot watch that. It's bottom of the barrel content. So yeah, these were some of the most popular, I guess you could say, screenshots or most impactful screenshots that I got from that Discord. Again, this Discord is public. It's a public Discord. Okay, the only way that you get certain channels though is through the membership. However, it's a public Discord. All these messages are public messages. So you are free to screenshot these messages. This is a public platform. I'm just so done with her. I really am. She's like she she's horrible. She really is because she goes and she just completely just contradicts herself every single time. Whatever. All right, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully next video maybe I'll have my hat, my chef hat. I have my little whisk here because we just cooked her. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.